This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verses 20 and 21. Verse 20, and it reads, They that are of a froward heart are abomination to the Lord, but such as are upright in their way are his delight. Verse 21, Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barozal from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. All right, coming up here, I have, a little history on Planned Parenthood. And if you don't know, as of late, Megan Thee Stallion has been made the face of this organization that has been, um, you know, um, responsible for the demise, extermination of many Israelite babies, is in particular those of the tribe of Judah, whom the world ignorantly knows as the so-called Negroes or so-called black people. Okay, but yeah, she has become the face of this thing, which was started by Margaret Sanger, who, to my understanding, is in the lineage of, Gil Bates, the guy that's, pretty much wrecking the earth at his own will, with the help of um, the elites. Okay, the global elites. However, and Sanger, of course, is an Edomite. You'll see this in the video that's coming up. But this is part of that perpetual hatred that they've had for us for a very, very long time. All right, a very long time. All right, the violence against Jacob has been ridiculous. All right, so before I get into the clips of the video, let me get this scripture. A couple of scriptures to start it off. Um, This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11, and it reads, Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, For 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. And that's going on right now. This is all going back to the birthright that Esau sold, and once he realized, what he did, he's a crybaby. Want to be victim, and we know that with the people that's in the land right now pretending to be us. As one of our elders, I believe, Elder Malcolm out of Chicago, calls him the villain victim or the victim villain. But either way, um, yeah, they are a villain, and they like to play a victim with the by playing the anti-Sem card, which uh, is not working anymore. One of the reasons I think they really want to get rid of that app TikTok, because they've lost the narrative. You know, the we were seeing a lot on that app that the media just wouldn't show. But nevertheless, this is Jake's number one enemy. Okay, number one enemy, and a lady, I, I I'll put her name in the comments. I can't remember her name, but she was a diplomat in Atlanta not too long ago. Said that the number one problem for the state of isn't real is the young black youth of America. All right, and I did a video on that a while back, so we know that Despite everything that's going on over there, we are the problem. All right, which is why they have a hand in this whole Planned Parenthood thing. All right, so yeah, in this scripture, you know, um, as it says, for three, he's just guilty of sin on top of sin on top of sin. You know, for three transgressions of Edom, and for four, the Lord said He's not going to turn away the punishment thereof. You know, you're going to drink of that cup. According to Lamentations. You're going to drink of that cup. All the evil all the hell you put on this earth, especially on Jake, you are going to have to pay for that. Okay, as the scriptures say, he had no pity for us, none. It wasn't enough to hang us, um, you know, back in the day, but they had to destroy the body, mutilate the body, you know, a whole bunch, and they've been doing it with these kids. Okay. He says that his anger did tear perpetually. That means continually. And he kept his wrath forever. They are not happy. And these things are showing up. They just will not leave us alone, as a people. You know, that's why how these crazy laws are made up. All right, but not too straight, too far away. Let me go ahead and get started. Oh, here's the next um, scripture, going back to Esau, Edom, and the birthright all the way in the beginning. So this is book of Genesis, chapter 27 and 41. And this is when Isaac has, dealt out the blessings to both Jacob and Esau. All right. And it says, and it reads, Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So to understand this right here, this is the Jacob and Esau, the progenitors of the Israelites and the Edomites. Okay, right here in this verse, if he slayed Jacob, there would be no 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, there wouldn't be any. All right, and that has been that perpetual hatred. It's an ancient hatred, and they have it for us. All right. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get started with these few videos, and I'll put some more scriptures to it. All right. And you saw the fair use doctrine that was up at the very beginning. All right. And here we go.
In the eyes of some, Margaret Sanger has been a heroine. In the eyes of others, she's been a destructive force. In her own words, Sanger pushed for a society that limited births to those she deemed fit to have children.
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born.
In 1916, Sanger opened the country's first birth control clinic. As a member of the American Eugenics Society, she advocated improving the genetic composition of humans through controlled reproduction of different races and classes. She often wrote about the issue in the journal she founded, called the Birth Control Review. In 1919, writing,
I personally believe in the sterilization of the feeble-minded, the insane, and the syphilitic. The most urgent problem today is how to limit and discourage the over-fertility of the mentally and physically defective.
Many point to a 1923 New York Times interview as proof of Sanger's racist motives, in which she referred to people as weeds, saying,
It means the release and cultivation of the better racial elements in our society and the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventual extirpation of defective stocks, those human weeds which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization.
All right. Just a quick note on this clip. You notice she said the biggest sin in the world is bringing children in the world. For those in the know, that's a direct shot at the nation of Israel. The scriptures are written to the nation of Israel, who again are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what she said there was a direct shot at the first commandment in Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. Where he told the man and the woman to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. That's bringing children into the world. All right. Next clip.
Biggest abortion provider was founded by Margaret Sanger, a proud racist eugenicist that looked at black people or anybody with a disability as less than. And she wanted to literally put us on islands and be away from the rest of society. She wanted to put birth control in our water systems to make sure that black people weren't reproducing. And still, even though that was way back in the 20s when she was kicking it, today, still, 88% of Planned Parenthood's mega facilities are located within walking distance of black and minority communities. Right. So as much as Planned Parenthood wants to say, we don't agree with Margaret Sanger, we don't represent her views, every single year we're getting more and more facilities within our communities. Biggest abortion provider.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood. As the scriptures say, his words was smoother than oil, but war was in his heart, according to Psalms 55, around the 20th and 21st verse. All right. Next clip.
Good afternoon, this is Autumn.
Hello, Autumn. I'm interested in making a donation today.
Fantastic.
What about abortions for the underprivileged minority groups? I want to specify that abortion to help a minority group. Would that be possible? Like the black community, for example?
Certainly.
Okay. So the abortion could be, I could give money specifically for a black baby. That'd be the purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. If you wanted to designate that you wanted your gift to be used to help an African American woman in need, then we would certainly make sure that gift was earmarked specifically for that purpose.
Great, because I really face trouble with affirmative action, and I don't want my kids being disadvantaged, against black kids. I just had a baby. I want to put it in his name, so that's definitely possible.
Oh, always.
And we just think, the less black kids out there, the better.
Understandable. All right. Excuse my hesitation. This is the first time I've had a donor call and make this kind of request, so I'm excited, and I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. Hello, this is Irene.
Hi. I'm interested in making a donation. I'd like to fund one abortion.
Okay.
I was wondering if that would be possible.
Yes, we can definitely put that.
Can I make the donation specifically for a minority group?
Like a specific group of color, or like a group of...
I want the abortion to be for an African American baby.
Okay.
And I was wondering if that could be possible.
The exact amount we charge right now is $450 for an abortion.
Okay, $450.
And we can definitely designate it for an African American.
Wonderful. If I wanted to help fund multiple abortions, could you also specify that this could be done for a specific group? Great. Well, I'm really excited, because I really face trouble with affirmative action. I don't want my kids to be disadvantaged, against blacks within college, and the less blacks out there, the better. So. Yeah, it's a strange time for sure. Yeah.
So, okay.
Thank you so much, and you'll receive the check in a few days.
Hello, this is Sue. May I help you?
Hi, Sue. I'm interested in making a donation.
Great.
So would it be possible for me to donate that money specifically for these minority groups so that they could have access to abortions?
Yes, it would be.
Wonderful. And could I specify that abortion be done, or those abortions be done for a particular minority group, or how does that work?
If you wish, you can.
Okay. So for example, the black community in Tulsa, would it be possible to give the money specifically for that?
You sure can.
Wonderful. Great. The abortions will be done specifically for the black community abortions.
I will mark it in such a way that definitely it will.
On a black baby.
Yes.
Thank you. Great.
Okay.
So can I give you my credit card number?
Yes.
The Parenthood Administration, this is Lisa.
And who am I speaking with now?
My name is Lisa Hutton,
Lisa, what's your position?
Administrative Assistant.
Okay. When I underwrite abortion, does that apply to minorities too?
If you specifically want it to underwrite an abortion for a minority person, you can target it that way. You can specify that that's how you want it spent.
Okay, yeah, because there's definitely way too many black people in Ohio, so I'm just trying to do my part.
Okay, whatever.
Well, blacks especially need abortions too, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, for whatever reason, we'll accept the money.
Okay. With this clip, I want to specifically say it was the one that had the most incriminating information to show you that Planned Parenthood is complicit with the destruction. So, what they say is one thing, and those phone calls were something else. But more importantly, I want to state here, you saw the BLM in the background, and neither I nor GMS endorse the BLM movement, none whatsoever. That video was for informational purposes only, to get the point across about the violence against Jacob, the nation of Israel, as you heard through several phone calls and different locations around the U.S. Regarding the unaliving of Israelite babies. All right, so just want to make that clear. But that just goes to show you, in a couple of those calls, the guy's talking about affirmative action, which is another subject, but that benefited the so-called white woman more than it did anyone else. Okay, the statistics reflect that 100%. Okay, it was your own woman, and it didn't, change the fact that a lot of Jakes were more than qualified for those positions. They, affirmative action was needed so they could recognize those. But here again, that's that perpetual hatred that Esau has for Jacob. All right, on to the next clip.
What would you say is now the number one cause of death in the African American community?
Heart disease.
Oh, HIV/AIDS.
Diabetes. Cancer. AIDS.
I'll say heart disease. AIDS.
From what I heard, it's probably AIDS,
Probably heart disease. I think heart disease.
HIV. Gang violence.
What if I told you the real answer was abortion?
Since 1973, legal abortion has killed more African Americans than AIDS, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and violent crime combined. Every week, more blacks die in American abortion clinics than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. And the largest chain of abortion clinics in the United States is operated by Planned Parenthood.
We have now reached a point in this country that African American women, though they make up 12% of the population, they account for 37% of the abortions. An African American baby is almost 5 times more likely to be aborted than a white child. The abortion industry at this point kills as many African American people every 4 days as the Klan killed in 150 years. And you can truly say the most dangerous place for an African American to be is in the womb of their African American mother.
Damn. All right.
Planned Parenthood is honoring Meg Thee Stallion for her extraordinary advocacy. Yeah, the same Planned Parenthood that's killed more black people than the Ku Klux Klan and HIV combined. Founded by Margaret Sanger.
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world.
The same Margaret Sanger that's speaking of the Ku Klux Klan right here, giving them a riveting speech about how black people are like human weeds that need to be plucked from civilization. Her legacy lives on through Planned Parenthood. That's why more black babies are aborted than any other race on the planet. You ever wonder why we stay 13% of the population? Fucking kill life! There you go. And Meg Thee Stallion is an extraordinary advocate for this evil organization that was founded in order to get rid of one of the original names for it was the Negro Project. I kid you not. The Negro Project. I wonder why it was called that. So what an extraordinary honor to have Megan Thee Stallion. Salute. Planned Parenthood is honoring Meg Thee Stallion for her
I swear that is really, really sad. Something that Margaret Sanger started, and Edomite, and now, as that gentleman said in the prior video, the most dangerous place for a black child to be is in the womb of the so-called black woman. All right, and here you are, right now, today, having, a celebrity. We know what happens with them, whenever you're in that industry. But, she's the biggest advocate. It was hidden at first. Now you have a new face for the violence against Jacob, even though it's still at the behest of Esau Edom, just as in the garden, that serpent spirit, has been a demise of Jacob, to this day. And who do they use? The woman all the time. Every single time they use the woman. All right. In this case, it's Megan Thee Stallion. All right. And the stallion is a male horse for those who don't know. All right. So let's get to the scriptures. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So what this, you read into this chapter, all of those that are joined under Esau Edom, all right, the so-called white man, and in this case, Megan Thee Stallion is the focal point, all right, for assisting with that violence against Jacob, even though Esau Edom is at the head of it, all right, and this just goes hand in hand with that whole passport bro movement. That didn't just start, okay, on its own out of the blue. That movement was the response to what was going on. the abortion of black male babies, even after birth. Okay, that was one item. It started with the divestment movement from black men. Okay, and then the third thing, there was that real popular call. I did a video called "She That Is My Enemy," um, involving Cynthia G and another so-called black women, engaging in, trying to improve the statistics of unarmed black men, so-called black men, being exterminated by white racist cops. Okay, the statistic at that time I did that video, it was said every 18 minutes that a so-called black man was unalive, unarmed black man, so-called unarmed black man was unalived by a white cop every 18 minutes. She said we need to get that down to 15 minutes. All right, destroying us, you know, and that's just that's just where we are right now, So the thing is, and then when you I recently saw a clip not too long ago talking about Kevin Samuels. Now I wasn't a big follower of his in the beginning, but now a lot of clips that I see, this guy was spot on, with a lot of stuff. It wasn't 100% accurate, but he was spot on with a lot of stuff, and the relationships with our women, you know. He was spot on. But even in those comments, just a plethora of them. Why are we talking about this guy? He's good where he is, which, in the grave, he passed away. But that's just the mindset. These women are still rejoicing over the death of that guy, which, we see that in these video clips that started with birth. All right. This is the book of Micah, chapter 7 and verse 10. And it reads, Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which she said unto me, Where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down in the streets. And that she is the so-called Israelite woman, in particular the so-called black woman. Just like that guy said. That is the worst place for a child to be. Yeah, is inside a so-called black woman. That's a hell of a statistic. That's a hell of a thing to say. You know, when our original commandment was to be fruitful and multiply. Okay, and she's smug about it. When she says, "Where is the Lord thy God?" You know, but she's gonna see here real soon that judgment is moving heavy right now. We just had a brother in the camp where a woman was essayed and unalived just beyond his backyard. You know, he couldn't. He was a little delayed getting the Bible study last night because of the area being taped off. But this judgment is about to be heavy on you so-called black women. A lot of you are into witchcraft. Uh, you know, anything that's contradictory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and you got these simps supporting you out here. So yeah, it's about to get rough for you. That judgment according to Ezekiel chapter 9 verses 4 through 6. It names women 3 times in the form of children, in the form of maids, okay, and women. That could be wives or anything, especially if you're unrighteous, okay. But that judgment is about to come out real heavy, and we're starting to see it. You know, just watching a clip yesterday. A girl was living with her boyfriend. They broke up. He, assaulted her. She called the police. Um, he got away from the police, only to come back and, shoot in the back of the head, the neck, and the back. He took her out. They were living together. All right. So that judgment is about to be real heavy on a lot of you women. And this is just ridiculous because Megan Thee Stallion has to know the history of Planned Parenthood. But she's, in that industry. They have to do what they're told. Now she's the face of it, even though it was started by Edomites years and years ago. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33. And it reads, Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. And what is our way? The law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. All right? That's the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Apocrypha. Okay? That is our way. It says, Why trimmest thou way? You cannot, be doing things. You cannot skirt around. The law, statutes, and commandments are what they are. Point blank, period. Now, we do understand that we are in captivity. And there are things, that has to be done. But, as long as you, don't as long as you don't contradict the scriptures, you know, and we saw this yesterday. Bible study, we started out reading Exodus to get it done before the Passover. And, when when it came to the midwives, it's ironic that, we started that and I'm doing this video. When it came to the midwives having to destroy the Hebrew babies, that there was a way around it. It didn't happen. Did not happen. You can get that in Exodus chapter 1 and 2. Okay, and the midwives had that you saw Jacob's the meaning of his name, supplant, slick, got around that, so those Hebrew babies were not killed. The Pharaoh ordered that, and who's the modern day Pharaoh today? Esau, Edom. You heard that Edomite calling in. He was donating specifically to have Israelite children unalive. Okay, specifically. So with that being said, you know, now that you're the face of it, okay, Megan Thee Stallion, you are the face of it, and that's what's gonna happen. Even though it was founded and run for decades, you know, by Edomites, which it still is, but they made you the face of it. So hence the scripture, it looks like, you're the biggest proponent of it. And they probably gave you peanuts or nothing for doing that. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13. This is in the Apocrypha. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13 and verse 1. And it reads, He that touches pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that have fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. All right, and that pitch is tar. Okay, when you go back into the word, it means tar. And if you know the history of tarring and feathering, sometimes that's either it didn't come off or it ultimately destroyed you. Okay, it ultimately destroyed you. And the word shall, you say you shall be defiled therewith. That word shall means inevitable. It is going to happen. Okay? And you have fellowship with the proudest man, Esau, Edom, under that Planned Parenthood. You shall be like unto him. Not are you like him in character, but this is a dual fold. You're gonna be destroyed with him. All right, the same way. You have defiled yourself, with that individual, just like in the garden, of Eden. Okay, at the very beginning. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for the body. Once again, the elect body. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto a speckled bird. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom to the sincere elect brothers and sisters, that's trying to get up out of here. Shalom.